I'm AdamHarry with
JayArr.
and we're both from BoLS. Today we're taking a look at the latest Scum and Villainy ship to hit the shelves here. This is the M12-L Kimogila Fighter expansion pack.
And I've got to say, before we even take it out of the packaging, I can tell that this is a ship that belongs to some kind of Scum and or Villainy.
Oh yeah.
Like it looks like some criminal smuggler bounty hunter ship.
Yeah. It's not as elegant or sleek.
Yeah.
But it looks like a mean brick of pain.
It does. It does.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this one. I've heard some cool things, and I can't wait to see what's inside this box. So let's get started. All right, we've got it out of the packaging. Here's the M12-L.
Woo!
I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. JayArr, if you want to
take a crack at these guys while you unbox the ship.
All right. This is a cool model.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I like it, and I hope I don't break it.
It definitely looks like it doesn't mess around. Have you ever broken one of these ships taking them out of the package?
Close. I bent one of the guns one time, but yeah. Anyway, here's the base. Here's the dial peg. So we've seen that before. Let's take a closer look at the ship. Get a good look at it. Again, love the line work on the ship. FFG's been knocking that out of the park. It doesn't look very flashy from the top, right? It's kind of smooth features. There's lots of things going on though on the sides and underneath. You can see a little bit more of the details here. It's a really cool looking ship. You can tell this is a fighter. This is a gunboat. It's gonna bring the pain. So, and then the engine. It's like two small engines and a big old thruster.
Yeah.
So
it looks really cool.
In front of the ship too.
It looks loaded for bear, and also I like that it's got like a huge concentration of firepower right there.
Yeah, I love the little vents.
Because I thought that was a like a cockpit at first, but now I think that might be a gun.
I think that is I think that's the cockpit, but we'll take a look here. Let's take a look at the punch outs real quick.
All right, here are the punch outs.
Yep.
Yeah. You can see there you've got your bases. Oh, I'll wait till you get everything settled. You've got your bases here, and there's your little icon that shows, you know.
It's your dial. We'll flip that over actually so that people want to see the dial.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Again, it's got a 4K turn, but that's as far and as fast as it goes. It doesn't have any other 4-speed maneuvers, but you can get a good look at the dial here.
If you want to take a look at the sheet, I got that.
Oh, yeah. The sheet's right here. There's the better look at the dial. Get an idea of what it can do. It's got a lot of turn. It's actually, again, looking at the dial, it's fairly maneuverable. It's got all of the options from range 1 to 3, or speed 1 to 3. So all the turning options. So you need that too, because the ship has a special firing arc.
It does.
Which we'll get to in a moment, but you can kind of see what we're talking about here. It's got the bullseye effect, which we'll get to. But there's all the other tokens and things. Let's take a look at those pilots.
All right.
Actually, before we do that, let's take a look at the special rules.
All right.
Here's the big thing this ship does.
Yes. So it's got the bullseye firing arc, which basically you've got here. Let me show it off on here too, so you can see like if they're inside that sort of dead-on front arc, even touching it just a little bit, they are inside your bullseye arc. And while they're there, the defender cannot spend focus tokens to modify defense dice or evade tokens to add evade results. So if you've got them dead to rights, you are definitely hitting them.
Very cool. And just to show off, I wanted to show this off as well. Those lines do line up basically with the pegs. You can kind of see how those line up. So when you are flying the ship, if you can get an enemy ship kind of within your pegs, they're gonna have a bad time.
They're gonna have a real bad time. And
real bad time.
The other, of course, there's the titles reference, and then there's reload and jam.
Yeah, this is another newer thing. You get the reload option as well. So
yeah.
And then jamming just means you can't shoot for that turn. You got to clear your jam. So with the reload action. Okay. Right. Let's take a look at the pilots.
All right. Here we've got the Cartel Brute. We've got the Cartel Executioner, Dalan Oberos, and Torani Kulda.
Yep, let me just slide these over a little bit.
Of course.
All right, let's run through the basic stats of the ship real quick. It's going to have a 3-dice primary attack with, of course, that bullseye firing arc. It's only got 1 agility. It's got 6 hull, and 2 shields. This is a classic-looking jouster if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
He's kind of going to want to get in there. Strangely enough, again, if you looked at the maneuver dial, it does have the ability to do some movement up close with a lot of the turn options. So you're going to have that going for you. As far as the action bar goes, you can see here, you're going to have a focus, target lock, a barrel roll, and the new reload action, which is cool. And then finally, as far as upgrades go, it's going to come with a torpedo, a missile, a salvage astromech, and an illicit slot. And then these 3 pilots here are going to have an EPT.
Yep, which is pretty cool. And let's go through the pilot abilities.
Yep.
Because there's only 2 that have them, but they both seem really good.
Yeah, the Cartel Brute and the Cartel Executioner, these are just kind of generic pilots. They don't have any special abilities. So we're going to go ahead and move these and take a closer look at the 2 unique pilots here.
Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
Delan here, at the start of the combat phase, you may acquire a target lock on any ship inside your bullseye firing arc at range 1 to 3.
Yeah.
So like you just do it.
Well, it's an enemy ship.
Yes.
That's a key difference. Not any ship.
No, on an enemy ship.
On an enemy ship. Yeah. But yeah, you get a free target lock, which is pretty good. Because you don't have to spend the action to do that. You can spend the action to get a focus or to barrel roll to get into position. And going at pilot skill 7 means that you could take veteran instincts or adaptability to push that to a higher pilot skill slot.
Absolutely.
And then
Tarani here.
Tarani's pretty mean too. After you perform an attack, each enemy ship inside your bullseye firing arc at range 1 to 3 must choose to suffer 1 damage or remove all of its focus and evade tokens.
Cool.
Pretty dirty, pretty mean.
So if you line that bullseye firing arc up on your enemy ships, they're gonna have a bad time.
If you happen to catch 2 ships with that, I think he paid for himself.
Yeah.
Because that turn, again, it's at range 1 to 3. They do not get to use their tokens.
No, but you could declare a moral victory at that point, and you may also win the game.
I like the free damage too. It's like you can take a damage
or
remove all your focus and evade tokens. So
cool. Well, shall we take a look at the upgrades?
Yes, let's do that next. Let's take a look. Do we have any titles or anything like that first?
We do. We have 1 title that I know of, and if we discover more, then we discover more. But we have the Enforcer.
Yeah, this is the new title for the card, or the new ship. Ship title. After defending, if the attacker is inside your bullseye firing arc, it receives 1 stress. So again, this ship is totally a jouster.
Yeah. It definitely will require you to be real good at both maneuvering yourself and predicting where the enemy is going to be going. But if you can do that,
if you can line them up in your pegs, line them up in your sights,
you got them.
They're gonna have a bad time.
Okay, and here's the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, let's go ahead and lay these out.
We've got the Dead Man Switch.
Yep.
We've got Contraband Cybernetics. You get 2 of those.
Cool.
We've got R5TK. We've got Scrambler Missiles, and you get 2 of those. We've got plasma torpedoes, as if that's not enough, and a saturation salvo.
Yes.
Of which you also get 2.
Okay, so the new cards here, we've seen Dead Man Switch. That's when you're destroyed.
You just do damage to everyone within range 1.
Scrambler missiles, I believe, are new. Torpedoes we've seen before.
Yep.
The rest of these, I think they're new at this point. I don't know. I've been staring at some of these cards for a while, but let's start with the Contraband Cybernetics.
Sure.
When you become the active ship during the activation phase, you may discard this card or receive 1 stress token. If you do, till the end of the round, you may perform actions and red maneuvers even while you are stressed. So this is an illicit slot, basically saying if you want to bypass stress for a round, discard this,
take a stress,
but you can do red maneuvers and actions no problem.
Cool.
Pretty cool. R5TK, what's he doing here?
Is a super helpful astromech. You can acquire target locks on friendly ships, and you can attack friendly ships.
Yeah, now why would you want to acquire target lock on friendly ships? I don't know, but
but you can.
Yeah. It may combos with something else later, and yeah, I was actually seeing some folks talk about shooting your own ships with harpoon missiles to cause the damage to other ships, enemy ships around them. I don't know. It's an interesting thought.
I also
I know it's weird. I know Jess Pava is a rebel pilot that she can You can use her to target enemy ships to help them with rerolls. That's a whole other thing, though. So, anyway, R5TK allows you to target lock friendlies and shoot them. Scrambler missiles. What are those?
Here's one thing you might shoot at a friendly target. So it's an attack that requires a target lock, and you have to discard the card to perform the attack. But if it hits, the defender and each other ship at range 1 receives 1 jam token, then cancel all results. So basically, you're just gonna disrupt whatever they have planned for a turn, which is pretty cool. It is a missile slot.
Yes, it is a missile slot, and again, that's one of those things that doesn't do any damage, but could totally help one of your ships not get shot at this turn in a weird kind of a way by getting shot.
Then, of course, there is the saturation salvo. Well, I guess like maybe if you attack your own ship and you're like, no, I'm not going to defend against me because I'm just getting hit by a scrambler missile to jam everything else. Yeah, it's around me.
It's a weird thing you can do. What's really interesting though is saturation salvo. This is a new card. You get 2 of these. These are going to be pretty popular, I think, because what they do is something weird, and it really messes with swarms or higher agility pilots, as you're going to get a free damage, essentially, a damage roll. After you perform an attack that is a torpedo or missile secondary weapon that does not hit each ship at range 1 of the defender with an agility value lower than the squad point cost of the torpedo or missile upgrade card, must roll 1 attack die and suffer any damage, any hits, or crit damage rolled. Which is super good.
Wow.
Because it's based, this is the weird thing, it's based off of the squad point value, not the damage die roll. So if you shot a ship that with a scrambler missile and you missed, with saturation salvo, you could still do a point of damage to all the other ships within range 1 if they have 1 agility or less, which is crazy because you can get like torpedoes with a much higher, or for example, for plasma torpedoes, those cost 3. So you're going to hit any ships that are 2 agility or less. So yeah, it's an interesting combo, a little weird.
It's a good way to make sure that your expensive missiles always do something, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there's some questions that have been raised about the rules interaction between certain cards, but we won't get into that here. That's just what's in the box. It's a pretty cool ship. Again, the M12-L Kimogila fighter. Looks cool, it's pretty tough, and watch out for that new bullseye. So, good stuff. I'm AdamHarry.
I'm JayArr.
We're both from BoLS Souls. Thanks for watching.